And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to cover the what do I do when, oh crap, I'm broke. You see, I have 0 gil. So I was out partying all night, you know, with those dancing Makote girls, and I couldn't help myself, you know, just with going through gil like nothing. I bought this house, I was drunk, I don't know what was going on. I was leveling up crafting or whatever, but so I find myself in a situation I have 0 gil. And what do I do? I can't even teleport, so what do I do? So first things first, I need to think about what classes do I have leveled. Okay, on this character I've got a 50 gladiator, as in 50 paladin, a 50 bard, and a leather worker as well. No, not much else. So what can I do? So first things first, as I have at least one class that is leveled up at least a little bit, open up Duty Finder, and I will do a dungeon. So dungeons these days give a lot of gil reward. So we can see here, if I was to do a roulette, for example, let's say low level roulette, healers right now getting 7,500 gil, but you get a boost of gil anyway for roulettes. As a tank for main scenario, I'll see here 4,500 gil, and as also get dungeon drops as well. You know, the monsters in the dungeons drop gil. So I'm going to queue up, I'm going to do this dungeon, and once I'm done, we will see how much gil I have. Okay, so now that this dungeon is about to be done, we'll see how much gil I've earned. So far in the dungeon I've earned 1,164 gil, and obviously there'll be the bonus for finishing the dungeon, so let's see how it looks. Okay, almost dead. Cool. So I got an extra 1,500 gil for finishing the dungeon because it's duty roulette, and an extra 4,500 gil for the fact that I'm a tank. So I'm going to do the player commendation as well towards the challenge log. Let's get out of here. Team Dirt for the win. Right, so we did one dungeon as a duty roulette, and we earned ourselves a solid 7,164 gil. So I think to myself, what's the next step towards getting back my millions that I had before? Well, one thing I can now do, I can now teleport again. Thank God, I can actually afford to teleport. I only need 126 gil, but let's go to Revenant's Toll. It will save me a hell of a long run, basically, by being able to teleport there. And it's a good idea to take advantage of favoured destinations. My favoured destinations are Costa del Sol in Eastern Lenosia. I'll show you on the list actually. So Eastern Lenosia, Costa del Sol. My free teleport is Limbs of la Minza. You can get a free teleport by doing the one-time password on your account. And I also have Camp Drybone in Eastern Fanalan and Revenant's Toll, because I feel that they are really widespread apart common destinations which are worth having as cheaper destinations to teleport just because of the amount. Now if you have any random quests in the town, they're worth doing to try and get some gil if it's unlocked quests or so on. If you're below level 50 and you'll find yourself with 0 gil, then you should be carrying on the main scenario quest if you haven't already. The main scenario quest is once marked with the meteor symbol as follows. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to head to St. Conrad's Find, and I'm going to do some Levequests, because Levequests, if you have enough allowances, if you open up your journal by pressing J on your keyboard or accessing your journal through your PlayStation menu, you can see how many allowances you have on this character. Because I've been partying for so long, I have 100 allowances. So we'll see which Levequests I can do to make some gil. So it's a very short run, and you hear leave meets. It's the leave meets you want. You can do these quests as well. Like if you haven't unlocked Crystal Tower or anything, you can do that quest chamber. It's kind of long. It's not really the best way to make gil. But what's good about it is that it can give you material rewards, which could be worth hundreds of thousands of gil. So anyway, here are the leve guys. So let's see, battlecraft leves, because I'm going to do it as a paladin. And we can see here 500 gil, 500 gil. So each one of these is giving me about 540 gil each. So I'm going to do 4 of them. I'm going to accept all 4. Basically my target is to get to about 10,000 gil before we do the next step. So I'm going to do these Levequests, and once I'm done, we will continue. Okay, so now that I've finished these Levequests, let's turn them in and see how much gil I get. So I'm going to collect reward. And because I did them in a timely fashion, I get a little bit bonus extra gil as well. And this random high mithril plate, okay. And random red coral necklace. Some random food. And a venture. So you see here, challenge log entry, just leave it to me. So if we look at the challenge log, you can see the next way of making a little bit of gil. This is good gil when you're broke. So if I was to do 20 leves, I could get an extra 3,000 gil in rewards on top of obviously the rewards from the leve for doing it, basically for completing it for the challenge log. So we're looking now at this one, which is to do fates. So let's go do some fates and we'll get some bonus. Once I've got the bonus, then we will continue. So basically for now that I'm approaching 10,000 gil, I'm going to just be doing little things of the challenge log, things that I can earn some quick gil. You can do extra dungeons as well to boost your gil, to take advantage of these, and obviously you get gil rewards from the dungeons as well. So once I've done my 5 fates, then we will continue. Okay, so now that I've finished my 10 fates, we can look at the challenge log again. So we can see here fates are done. So it says do 5 fates and get the highest possible rating in 5 different regions, and also just do 10 unique fates. So a good way to tackle both of these at the same time is to go to each zone, do 2 fates and make sure at least one of them's a gold, and then you get both of these at the same time. So that's an extra 3,000 gil. So next step is, so I've got about 13,000 gil. I can still do 2 more roulettes. So I can do this roulette, the low level roulette, and I can also do the guild test roulette for bonus. And I'm lucky because I'm a tank, because I will get gil for doing it anyway, but I'll also get gil because of the fact I'm a tank. Okay, so if you're a tank, then this is a good thing to take advantage of. And when I've done those, not only will I get the gil reward for the duty roulette, but I'll also hopefully get maybe one of these. If you do a couple of dungeons, maybe 3 dungeons, you can get another 1,000 gil. And you'll also get credit towards this one as well, the guild test one. So I'm going to do a couple of dungeons. I can do 1 more leve to get some bonus gil. And once I've done all that, we will continue. And once I've done 5 challenges, I'll also get a bonus of 4,000 gil. So once I made a little bit of progress with that, we'll see how much gil I have and then talk about next steps. Right, so after having finished the dungeon, I can see now I've got 26,000 gil. So it's recovering at a nice pace, given I've only done like a couple of dungeons and a couple of Levequests. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to return to town, and I'm going to see if I have anything that I could sell on my retainer. Anything at all which I could just make any type of gil with, to make the situation less dire. Okay, so I'm going to quickly teleport to the market area. Right, so here we go. Let's talk to the retainer. Do we see if we have anything? Nothing on the first one. Let's see what's on the second. Anything for sale? Not really anything I can sell here. Nothing, to be honest. I don't think these are really worth much, but I can check. And I've got the other items I have. They're untradeable or binding, so I can't sell those. So let me see what I can sell from my bags. So can't sell those. Fine. Let's see. Purple pigment. Can I sell that? Well, they're worth about 8 gil each, but purple, well, pigments are used to make dyes, so I'll see what dyes I can make with it to sell. Grenade ash. Let's see what grenade ash is worth. Nothing, so I'm going to vendor that. Don't need it. Ogre horn. What's it worth? Nothing. The situation looks dire. Animal skins. What are they worth? Nothing. They're worth 1 gil, so I might as well just sell them to vendor. Giganto skins. 150 each. Yeah, I'll take that. So when they sell, that's another 600 gil. And 600 gil is not much, but to put it in perspective, it's okay for hounding right now. Hypergriff sinews, worthless, so I'll vendor. Now here, hypergriff skins. These might be worth at least a little bit. Okay, so high qualities. There's a lot of high qualities for sale. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just list these normal quality ones for just under 1200 gil each. There we go, 1200 gil. So 2000. We're looking at another 3000 gil when these sell, which is great. That'll get me to 30k. Bat fangs, worthless. So it's important to also check your bags and see if there's anything you can sell, anything to salvage money. Worthless. Don't need it. Formic acid. Let's see what formic acid is worth. 65 gil. Well, times are dire, so let's try. Okay. Then this Lanosian toast. Wow, 4000 gil jackpot. So I'm going to list that. And then I had a few items which I got from leve rewards. So, okay. So this is 0% spirit bonds. I'm going to try and sell that, see what it's worth. Any of these 0%? Okay, that's 0%. That's 100%. So anything which is not spirit bonded, I'm going to see if I can sell on the market board. Just for the sake of it. So, okay. I guess that this was random pieces of gear I picked up along the way. I must have picked them up for the sake of spirit bonding at some point. That's Moogle attire, so you see it's unique untradeable, so I can't get rid of that. So let's check these bags, anything I can sell. Any headpieces I can sell? I can't sell Moogle attire. I can't sell that because it's untradeable. Binding. Maybe these ones, so these mithril magnifiers. So I guess you understand the concept is I'm checking my bags to see if there's any spare gear that I don't need that I can sell. So, okay, it looks like there's no legs. So let's check boots. So boots, well, can't sell those. Okay, doesn't look like there's any offhand pieces. Random square ash shields, so we'll see if we can sell those. Can't sell any coloured items. Anything that's pink or blue or purple, they can't be sold ever, so there's no point checking if they can be sold. Let's see here. Okay, this could be sold. This can be sold. Okay, the rest of the gear that's got the little symbol next to it means it's part of a gear set, which means I'm going to need them in order for a gear set for a different class, so that I can easily distinguish which ones to check. I'll sell that. It's blue. Okay, all those are needed. Right, so yeah, it looks like okay, that's all spirit bonded. And weapons, it's not likely, but you never know. Okay, so I can sell that. And sell that. That's 1% spirit bonded, that one. But so I'm looking for anything which is 0% spirit bonded because it means it can still be traded. That's the idea that I'm going for. Okay, so there's quite a few junk items saved up in my Armory Chest that I can sell. Okay, so let's see if any of these are worth anything. Times are dire, so I have no choice. So let's see. Crook. Okay, so I can sell 425. This weathered ambalic. There's none for sale. Usually they sell. Well, apparently, let me try and get away with 2,000 gil, see if someone buys it. Let's see. Mithril round knife is worth, wow, another 1,700 gil. So it definitely was worth checking my bags to see if there's anything to sell, because this will get me another few thousand. Steel round knife, okay, 900. Right, red coral necklace is probably worthless, this one. Wow, I take that back. So it's always worth checking if it's worth something. 6,000 gil, that's great. So fang necklace is worth 4,000 gil. So I said you'll be surprised, at least on Sargatanis, you'll be surprised how much gil these random items, which you would assume would be vendor rubbish, are worth. This is vendor rubbish, so I'm going to add it to there. Mithril magnifiers, let's check. Okay, another 1,400 gil. And then goblin wrist guards, oh sorry, goat skin wrist guards, apparently 8,000 gil, but I'm going to sell them realistically for say 5,000 or 55. 5. And then randomly melded these, so I must have put the melds for the sake of spirit bonding and then just never got round to it. Okay, so then let's look now at this one. Okay, 4,000 gil. Mithril plate is worth 500, so whatever, let's say 475. So if we add all this together, we're looking at say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, looking at about another 45,000 when all of this stuff sells. That will get me to 71k, which is not bad really, given that I was just checking for random items on my bags. So I'm going to sell this random vendor trash. So let's sell. Don't need these. Let's sell those. Sell. I mean, vendor trash is just that. It's vendor trash, but it's oops, I'm going to try that on. It's worth selling them just for the sake of getting that little bit of extra gil, because like I said, times are dire, so we need to see what we can do. So I'm going to look at now the purple pigments. Purple pigments, if you have any crafting class which is above level 30, then you have the option here under crafting. You can go to dyes and you can dye them. So purple is these ones. So I can craft these if you have the crystals for it. I'm gonna check which ones of these are worth money. So, and wow, here we go. My fang necklace is already sold for 3,000 gil. So let's check each one of these dyes and see if they're worth any money. Okay, so plum purple dyes are worth nothing. Okay, let's do lotus. Lotus pink dyes are worth, apparently they're worth quite a lot, lotus pink dyes, so I might make a few of those. But let me check the other ones. The colibri. Okay, it's equivalent. And the last one, regal purple. So regal purple is worth 1,700. So I'm going to make a bunch of. So let's do this. So here we go, regal purple dye. You need any craft above level 30 to make dyes. So here we go. Let's make 12 of them. That's one. So as I was saying, you need to just make sure that anything in your bags that you could sell or quickly craft for no money to make more money, then it's worth doing. It's also worth checking on the market board what you can craft the items into to see if any of them are worth money, because we saw in this case that like maybe two of these dyes are completely worthless and 2 of them are worth money. So even though they have exactly the same materials, it's worth checking all 4 of them just to see which ones are worth money and which ones aren't. Obviously this depends on your server. Okay, so 5 to go. And thankfully dyes don't need to be high quality or anything like that, so I can make them simply. Cool, so let's now check how much we can sell these for. So go on my retainer, sell. So these are worth 1700 gil each, which is amazing. So that's another 20,000 gil. So basically overall when I sell all of this stuff I'll get to almost 100,000 gil, which is great. I can't sell these in a stack of 12. I don't think anyone will buy a stack of 12, so I'm going to sell them as stacks of 3. So if we can get back to from 0 to 100,000 gil, a very short time, with barely any random items I've just managed to find on my retainers, and great. Cool. So now, other things to check. As a crafter, and having done at least some crafting in the game, not a lot, but some, I have been given quite a lot of crystals and shards, which you get as part of the quest line. So given that Gil is dire right now, you can go to open your bags, go to key items and crystals, and we can see here the crystals I have. So I'm not going to sell them all because I will still need them for my crafting, but for example I've got a ton of wind shards, which I don't need that many compared to the rest, and I don't need any clusters at my level of crafting, and I could probably sell a few of my crystals as well. So let me sell some stuff. Okay, so for now we're going to see the wind shards, how much they're worth. So wind shards right now are worth 48 gil each, which means I've got 64k worth. I'm going to sell, I'll literally sell 1,000 of them because I don't need that many wind shards, given I've only got like 300 of the other ones. So let me sell those. Okay, so that's another 48,000 gil from my spare shards, and I'll see on my other retainer as well if I can sell my crystals and clusters. Okay, so sell. Let's see. Wind crystals. Wind crystals are worth 149 gil each. So, well, 147. So that's another 55k. I'm going to keep about 50. So let me sell 329 of them. That's another 48,000 gil of selling those. That's great. And then earth crystals. Do I need earth crystals? Not really. So again, I'll keep about 50 just for the sake of it. That person's really undercut a lot, so I'm going to undercut this guy with 139 gil. Okay, and then minus 50, so I can keep 50. So another 46k. And then lightning crystals, whatever. Clusters I don't need because of my level of crafting. It's not realistic for me to need clusters at my level. So apparently they're 1,000 gil each. Wow. So let me sell them for 999. So that's another 17k. Let's see. Earth clusters are worth 939. So let me sell those. That's another 16k. So just from spare crystals of shards. So I didn't want to sell them all because I still might need some for crafting, but I sold the excess. So I could also in theory sell maybe 200 fire shards. So let's see what fire shards are worth. Okay, they're worth 50 each. Okay, so 10, 26, 42, 80, 88, let's say. 88 plus. So we're looking here at 136,000 gil from selling crystals, spare crystals and spare shards, which is great. So now I'm kind of stuck for ideas, you know. So I've already done fates, I've already done leaves, I've done some dungeon farming, I've done you know, I've sold all my excess gear, I've sold, you know, any spare shards I had. I've done as much as I can. So other than more dungeon running, I want to see what else I can possibly do. So let me check now on YouTube. Maybe YouTube has got some answers for me. Right, here we go. So, Husky by the Geek, best guitar player ever. I really like his channel, so I'll be listening to his music later on. Some soundtracks. So let me type in FFXIV Gil Guide. Maybe someone has written a nice Gil guide or made a video on YouTube which can help. And I prefer checking on YouTube because when you go on Google and type in FFXIV Gil guide, you just get a bunch of websites about buying Gil. I'm not going to buy Gil. So, oh, here we go. Here are two interesting videos. One says new players Gil guide and the other says 10 million Gil in 1 day. So let me quickly read the description. So this one says, in this episode I take Master D materia farming to the extreme by crafting 200 spruce plywoods. Okay, well given that this is to do with crafting and Master D materia and so on, this is above where I am right now. So this guide seems more up my street. So this is my Gil guide for new players in Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, so Mithrie Menafil. That's interesting. So let me check this video. Now I'm not going to watch this video. It looks like a smart channel, but I will read the description. So it seems this YouTuber likes writing good descriptions on his videos, which is great. Wow, that's a lot of information. So let's read what he has to say. So advice number 1. Convert unneeded gear into materia and sell it. You can unlock the ability to convert gear by completing the quest Forging the Spirit at level 19, info here. Okay. Do not repair gear unless not condition. That's fine, I repair my gear when I need to. Sell unneeded quest rewards. I just did that, so that's great. Unlock the challenge log at level 14. Challenge is a good way of earning extra gil. Yep, I do agree, 100%. I've been doing the challenge log today to try and make some more gil back from 0. Finish the main scenario guide to level 50, which I have mostly done. I still need to finish some of the light patch 2.3 and 2.4 to catch up, but yeah, I'm still so that's good. So I can do some more main scenario quests, I guess, to make some more money. Control your spending. There is almost no reason to buy items from market board or even vendors when leveling up your first class. Well, that's a good piece of advice. I'm trying right now, given I have no gil because I was partying too hard, so I'm trying not to spend anything right now. I've learned that lesson. Use your retainers and sell items and control your bag space. Yep, I've been doing that. So I cleared out all of my bags, my armory chest, everything. Every item I could sell is now on sale. It says set a minimum gil balance for yourself. Do not allow your gil to drop below a certain point. That was the mistake I made, basically, is I allowed my character to drop below and get all the way to 0 gil. So I'm now doing something about it. For new players, I would recommend around 100,000 gil so you can teleport and travel as you need and repair at endgame without needing to worry. That sounds like a sensible idea. So when I get to 100,000 gil, I'll try and keep it. It says use the dungeon roulette every day. Yep. That's a great source of gil, especially with me as being a tank, because I get tons of bonus gil. Okay. Then once at level 50 and with some gil, start crafting. And okay. So that's basically it. And let's see here. Do Exali Beast Tribe quest to level up your crafting cheaply. Sell Ekat sealants after rank 5 if you do not need them. Okay, I guess I'll look at that. I mean, I've leveled up my level worker to level 50, so I could look at this if I'm leveling up another craft. And so take advantage of favoured and free teleports to Aetherites. Yeah, I've done that. That's great. So this this guide and this YouTube channel seems really, really great. So that's wonderful. So, you know, thumbs up, Mithrie Menifil. You know what I needed to do in this situation. So I'm going to follow this piece of advice here, the convert unneeded gear into materia. Let's see if I have any spare gear to convert into materia. Okay, so if I look through my armory chest again, so to convert unneeded gear into materia, if I remember rightly, it has to be spirit bond 100. So let's see here, 97%. Okay, so but these pieces of gear I need, so it's not like I can get rid of any of those. So, okay, here, this is one I don't need. So can I convert it? Yes, I can. So I'm gonna, so it's 100% spirit bond. I don't need it. It's not part of any gear set. I'm gonna right click, convert. Do I want to convert into materia? Cannot be restored. Proceed. Yes. So let's see what materia we get. Okay, so I got a wind materia from that one. So let's see here, this shirt. Okay, I don't need this shirt, so let's convert that. And I got a quick arm materia. Okay, so let's check if there's any other pieces of gear which I can convert, which I simply don't need anymore. Okay, 63%, I can't convert those. I can only convert gear which is 100% spirit bond. So spectacles, 0%, but I can't sell those because they're untradeable. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I don't need these anymore, these silver magnifiers, so let's convert that. Okay, so I got a Crafter's Command 1. That's fair enough. So now let's look at chest pieces. Are there any chest pieces I can sell? Sorry, not sell, that I can convert. Doesn't look like it. Seems I need all these because they're attached to gear sets. So let's see here. Anything that I can get rid of? Okay, maybe I can get rid of this one. It's not attached to anything, so I guess I don't need it. Okay, so I got a Battle Dance Materia 1. And here, let's see. Okay, I don't need that, so let's convert that. Cool. So that's a Cunning Materia 1. Don't need this. Convert. Okay, and that gave me another quick arm materia. So plundered plate belt, and I can't convert this, so I guess I'll stick with it. Okay, so now legs. Here we go. I don't need those, so convert. Right, fire materia. I don't think fire materia is worth very much, but whatever. Let's now convert this. Convert, yes. Right, so I got another command materia, I think. Can't convert level 1 gear, if I remember rightly. So let's see here, these fire boots, don't need those anymore, so let's convert. So I got another cunning. If I'm right. Let's see, I don't need these boots anymore, so let's convert those. Okay, so a Savage Might. That sounds like expensive materia. So let's see here. Any of this gear? Nope, I need it all. Earrings, I need all these as well. So anything that's got this corner icon means I'm using it, so I won't convert any of those. And I won't convert any of those. And I can't convert these because these are master ones. So this one here, 1%. Whatever, I'll probably... Okay, maybe this one I can convert because I might not need it. I can't convert this one because it's a weathered one. This is level 1. So you can't convert level 1 gear. So, okay. So let's see now what these materia are worth. I doubt they're worth very much, but then I am desperate for gills, so I have to do what I must in order to make gil. So wind materia, well, apparently is still worth. I'm going to undercut second place because there are some situations where you see that whoever's selling the cheapest is really undercutting the rest of the trend. So in that situation, I'll just let them undercut by a lot and then undercut second place. So that. Then the commands, let's see what command is worth. Wow, commands are worth 5,000 gil each. So really, thank you Mithrie Menifil for that tip of converting gear. It's really useful. It's making me a lot of gil right now. So again, sell those. And then let's see, quick arm. So here, another. So these are, it seems the average is at the minimum gil is about 1,000, even for these really, like these level 1 materia. Who knew? Of course, this depends on what server you play on, but this is really great. Excuse the excessive sarcasm. So, okay, let's now go here. Right, fire. What's fire worth? Fire is worth 1140, let's say 45. Battle dance. Wow, it's another. I'm not even gonna bother undercutting. I'm just gonna match the price. Cunning. Okay, another. So it seems like we're seeing, at least on Saga Tarnis, it seems that the cheapest materia is about 1,000 gil. So each one of these pieces of gear is another 1,000 gil each, and in that case 5,000 gil for that materia, which is great. Okay, another. Right, so let's see what this Savage Might is worth. Okay, so that's another 1,900 gil. So adding this all up, we see here, say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 18. Let's say 20,000 gil worth of materia, which is now on sale, which is great. Plus another, so 30,000, 45, 60,000, 106,000. Let's say for this retainer 150,000 gil, which is wonderful. Okay, so let's go back to this other retainer. Let's see how much we have on sale. So 48,000. Let's just say 50 for the sake of it. 50, 55, 60, 65, 69, 74, 79 plus 5 is 84, 85 and a half, 90 and a half, 100,000, let's say. So we're looking at roughly 110,000. So once all of these items sell, I'm looking at having about a 250,000 gil. So I could say that at this point, I have to wait for these to sell. I mean, these will take a day or two to sell. It's a good idea to sell crystals and shards because they will just give you lots and lots of gil. So as you can see there, I made another 45,000. So basically that's it. I'm now, you know, once all this sells, I can do some more dungeon runs or leaves in the meantime to keep making more gil. But I've survived, you know, so I've recovered from my 0 gil. So my general advice is that use the duty roulette, you take advantage of the challenge log, do leave quests, sell excess crystals, shards, clusters, dungeon runs. Just dungeon runs will make you a lot of gil when you have no gil. And then when you can really afford it, then start doing crafting and trying to make a profit from crafting. Because we saw I made a lot of gil potentially just from converting some really cheap pigments into dyes. So, you know, check on your server, check your market board, see what is worth selling and so on. And the general advice is to avoid getting in this situation is do not spend a huge amount of gil on random things. Even if you're leveling up crafting, do not allow yourself to reach 0 gil. Just do not allow it. Set yourself a minimum amount of gil as a fail-safe. The second you fall under it, stop what you're doing and recover your gil. So that's basically it. That's my advice for oh crap, I've run out of gil, what do I do video. If you have any other suggestions, any other way of recovering your gil, then feel free to let me know and I'll add it to the description of the video. And in the same style as Mithrie Menifil, I really want to thank you all for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Blue Sideburns.